I get it, you're scrolling through endless laptop specs, trying to figure out if this one will actually live up to the hype or just end up as another expensive paperweight. The last thing you want is to drop a lot of cash on a machine that sounds perfect on paper but then chokes on the first game you throw at it, or forces you to keep the charger glued to your desk because the battery can't keep up. You're looking for a real-world answer. Does the ASUS Zenbook 14 OLED 2024 really deliver the kind of sustained gaming performance you need without sacrificing the portability you signed up for? Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. The Zenbook 14 sits in an odd spot. It's marketed as an ultra-portable, but it packs a 16-core Intel Core Ultra 9285H and an Intel Arc 140T GPU, a combo you'd expect on a 15-inch gaming beast, not a 14-inch thin and light chassis. That tension shows up the moment you start testing it in the field. If you're the type who works in cafes, hops on a plane, and then drops into a game of Elden Ring or Fortnite after a meeting, you'll notice immediately whether the machine can keep the frame rate steady or whether the fans become a constant hiss that drowns out your headset mic. First off, the display is probably the most compelling reason to consider the Zenbook. The 14-inch WUXGA OLED screen delivers deep blacks and vivid colors that make any game feel like a small cinema. In practical terms, that means you can actually see enemies in darker areas of a game without squinting, and the 100% DCI-P3 coverage is a boon for anyone who also edits photos or videos on the side. The touch capability is a nice perk for browsing, but most gamers will skip the touch layer anyway because it adds a slight delay to mouse input. Nothing you'll notice in casual play, but competitive players might. Now, let's talk heat and fan noise. The Core Ultra 9 and Arc 140T are power-hungry, and the thin Zenbook chassis doesn't have the luxury of a huge heatsink. In my testing, during a 30-minute stretch of Shadow of the Tomb Raider, the laptop stayed around 80 C on the CPU and 78 C on the GPU warm, but not catastrophic. The fans ramped up to a moderate whistle, which you'll still hear when you put on a headset, but they never became a full-blown roar. That's a decent compromise for a 14-inch body. You won't have to mute your game audio to drown out the cooling system, but you also won't be able to sit on a library desk without some audible whir. Battery life is where the trade-off becomes unmistakable. The Zenbook ships with a 63 Wh battery, which feels generous until you start gaming. In a typical office workload, email, spreadsheets, a bit of web browsing, the unit stretches to about 9 hours, which is solid for a 14-inch laptop with a 100% sRGB OLED panel. Switch to a game like Apex Legends and you're looking at roughly 2 to 3 hours before the charger's glow pops up. If you're the kind of gamer who expects to play for long stretches away from a power outlet, this isn't the machine for you. On the flip side, if you're mostly using the Zenbook for work, occasional streaming, and a quick gaming session after hours, the battery isn't a deal-breaker. Port selection is another practical point. The laptop includes a Thunderbolt 4 port, an HDMI 2.1 output, a full-size USB-A, and a microSD slot. That means you can easily dock the Zenbook to an external 4K monitor for a larger gaming canvas, or slip in a USB-C external GPU later if you ever need more horsepower. I found the placement of the ports intuitive. The power brick plugs into the left side, keeping the right side free for a mouse and headset dongle. However, you won't find a dedicated Ethernet port, so you'll need a USB-C adapter if you prefer a wired connection for the lowest latency. Keyboard feel is surprisingly solid. The backlit keys have a medium travel that feels comfortable for both typing and rapid key presses in games. In a quick CS-GO match, the keys responded without any sticky moments, and the anti-ghosting seems reliable. Pressing multiple keys simultaneously didn't result in missed inputs. If you're used to mechanical keyboards, the feel will be a bit softer, but the overall experience is more than adequate for gaming sessions. Who should buy this Zenbook? If you're a creator-gamer hybrid who needs a high-quality OLED screen for color-critical work, appreciates the sleekness of a 14-inch chassis, and only games a few hours a week, this machine hits a sweet spot. The combination of a powerful CPU, a capable integrated GPU, and a premium display makes it versatile enough to edit video, run Photoshop, and still launch most modern games at 1080p with decent settings. The inclusion of Wi-Fi 7 also future-proofs your networking, ensuring smooth online play when the bandwidth is available. Who should skip it? Hardcore gamers who demand ultra-high frame rates want a laptop that can handle AAA titles at max.